Hello friends, Michael and Kristen Lamb here with another Take Heart Together thought. I want to remind us that in John 16, Jesus says, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And Jesus knew that uncertain times were going to come for all of us. Certainly they came for the disciples in the first century, but they are coming for us as well in many different ways. But we can take heart because we can rely on God. We can walk with Him. And that leads us into our thought for today. In Isaiah 41 and verse 13, it says, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, 'Do not fear, I will help you.'" God commands us not to fear. And He gives us three reasons here to not fear. One, He says, "I am your Lord, your God." Two, He says, "I'm beside you and guiding you. I'm holding you in my hand." Three, He says that He will help us. I want to encourage us to make a list of at least 5 times in our lives that we've been afraid, we've been unsure, we've been uncertain, but God took hold of your hand and helped you. And then spend time really thanking God in prayer for each of these times that He's been there and that He's been your helper. When I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with leukemia. And I'm so grateful that I had my family right there with me. In every bone marrow, lumbar puncture, spinal tap, no matter what the treatment was, no matter what the biopsy was, my mom was always right there with me, holding my hand. And when she was with me, she would say, "I'm here with you. You can be strong." And then she would also say, "But there may be days that I'm not going to be here, but God will be with you through all of those days." I'm so grateful that there was a purpose in that pain. The purpose was for me to be able to understand God's incredible love. That although I may have times where I feel alone, that I always have God there as my helper. He's there holding my hand. And certainly in this time of social distancing and isolation, one of the things that I think many of us miss are those hugs, is that touch. Really want to encourage us and remind us that God has us by our hand. He's embracing us. Let's allow Him to be God our Father. Let's allow Him to be our helper during this time.
Amen. And for families, a fun idea is to set up an obstacle course with soft and safe objects, of course, but have your kids blindfolded attempt to go through that obstacle course, but then take them through again, this time holding their hand while they're blindfolded, leading them through. Have a great discussion afterwards about how great it is to have somebody holding your hand and guiding you through challenges. Share stories with them of times when you may have been scared, but that you felt God's presence leading you through it, and how much comfort that gave you to know that God is in control. Pray together, thanking God that He is our helper.
We hope that this has been a blessing for you today. Let's remember God is there. He is our helper every single day. We love you. Take care.